Hello, beautiful people. My name is Athol. Let's jump into it and say I want to read you out a paragraph from Love Sense by Dr. Sue Johnson. Really good, interesting book. I got this a couple of years back, tried to read it, got bogged down, lost interest. But I've started reading again during this week, and I've been getting a lot out of it. So something really jumped out, and I wanna read it out to you, and we can talk about it a little bit. So here we go. As if this isn't enough, oxytocin receptors are also plentiful in the part of the brain that is central to the production of dopamine, the neurotransmitter that makes us feel elated and euphoric. Researchers believe that oxytocin increases the release of dopamine, further supporting attachment between partners. We tend to stick around with people with whom we feel pleasure. That is such a huge thing right there. Now, for the longest time, I've been talking about attraction building and comfort building as being both very important and two separate things. And back in the Married Man Sex Life Primer and the early stuff I was writing about, I really talked about attraction building, or what I called then, alpha traits, as all coming from the neurotransmitter dopamine. And the more you did things that were going to create a dopamine reaction in the opposite sex, the more attracted they would be. And the oxytocin, the comfort building, the beta trace was the other one. And the more you could create an oxytocin reaction in the opposite sex and in your partner, the more attached to you and the safer and more trusting they would feel towards you. So these were two really separate, important things. The insight that I had a few years later was that actually, you know what? You really kind of need to have some degree of attraction, some degree of dopamine happening before someone can actually feel truly comfortable and connected and attached and trusting with you, because, that oxytocin side of things. Because if you're not attractive, it's not easy to feel comfortable being in a relationship with someone who's not attractive, because it's just, you're connecting to someone that isn't hot enough for you in a sense. So that's why the chain of seduction model goes, physicality, attraction, comfort, energy, initiations, and the consummation thing. The comfort came after the attraction link. What this is saying is almost the exact opposite. You need the oxytocin before the dopamine kicks in and hits. So I don't think she's necessarily saying the exact opposite, but also the opposite is true. So I think I'm starting to think more and more then that, the attraction and the comfort building or connection stuff synergistic. The more attracted you are, the easier it is to feel comfortable and connected to you. The more connected you are to someone, the easier it is to feel attracted to them. They may very well just be working together hand in hand, yet still be two separate, equally important things. The other thought that I had, and this just sort of explains to me why something has been happening. The other thought that I had is that I've seen it many times now where someone who's been bashing their head against a brick wall, trying to make the relationship better, trying to connect to their partner, finally reaches that breaking point where that this the final straw that breaks the camel's back. And then there's just this sort of mental snapping, and the pair bond just breaks like a rubber band that's been stretched too far. And in that moment, they lose that pair bond. They lose that sense of trust and connection, and they just don't care anymore. If dopamine requires some degree of oxytocin, when that sort of pair bond is broken and the oxytocin just shuts down completely, then the dopamine will shut down to some degree as well, which explains why there's such a huge shift in that mindset of someone who's reached that breaking point, because the pair bond breaks, oxytocin goes away, and therefore also the dopamine falls away and the attraction dies as well. So they're left with someone who they don't care about, and they don't even want to care about because they're just not attracted. So that explains a great deal to me. So I don't have any more great insights beyond that. This is just what I basically read yesterday morning and I'm still thinking about it. So the book is good. Love Sense by Dr. Sue Johnson. And hope you liked the video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that good internet stuff. And I will talk to you soon.